For now, we're going to talk to Nick in Alaska.
Okay.
Nick, you're live with Eric and V.
Hello, hello. It's wonderful to talk to both of you.
Hi. What did you want to talk about today?
So I had a question on something I don't have much experience with, and I think you guys would be able to provide some good perspective on that. So is it disrespectful to use somebody's first name or preferred first name instead of their preferred pronoun to avoid missteps?
Good question. And this is relevant because I just did that with Satuf this entire time. So no, it's not actually, I wouldn't say it's disrespectful to do that if your goal is to avoid missteps and you're not comfortable yet and you're trying to get better, but you don't want to practice on somebody and risk hurting their feelings. Totally get it. I 100% support that. The only way that one would be able to say it's disrespectful is if you were doing it on purpose because you didn't agree with their pronouns.
Yeah, I've seen it in the real world. I've seen people say, "Well, I disagree with that. I'm not going to use your whatever, so I'm just going to use your name because it's again like a personal protest."
But like that's the thing though. Like, it's not disrespectful, though. I wouldn't call it disrespectful. I'd say, okay, well, let's talk about the hang up there. And let's talk about the fact that getting a different pronoun involved is 10 times less complicated than trying to not use pronouns at all. But yeah, I totally think that if that's the way to go and you aren't confident that you're going to get the pronouns right yet, you can sub in the name. That's fine. But yeah, it's nice that you have asked.
Definitely.
Well, thank you for that perspective. Yeah, I mean, I know somebody who is in the middle of transitioning and going from that change in their life. It's difficult for me to adjust on a dime. Mm-hmm. So I'm getting used to that personal change. So I want to continue to be respectful as a fellow human being and not make mistakes as I have in the past with misgendering somebody, an honest mistake, but still I want to be as kind as I can be.
Well, I love that. And what I would encourage, Nick, and I'm sure you already have done this, is to just be that open and honest with your friend, right?
That's
and
what I was gonna say, yeah.
Hey, I'm supportive, and the worst thing that I think I could do is accidentally make you feel like I don't see you. And so I'm trying to get used to this. So please be patient. In the meantime, I'm going to do my best to not misgender you. And I'm going to use your name instead just until I get used to this. Is that okay? And of course, that's going to be okay, right? Because you're friends. You've been honest about where you're coming from and your motivation. That's very understandable. So yeah, I would just be 100% honest with your friend or with anybody and be like, hey, I'm trying. It's new. Can I use your name until I get comfortable with it?
And I've noticed that it can be especially hard when you know somebody as they transition, and so you move from using one set of pronouns to another. If you meet someone and they've already transitioned and they have that set of, either, or, neopronouns or whatever the case is, it's easier to click into. But yeah, it takes some time, takes some practice.
Yeah, and any reasonable person would know that.
Yeah.
And understand.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your insight and advice.
Absolutely. Thanks for calling in, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
Have a great day.
You too.
You too. We had a caller from, Indiana, Alaska. We turned down a call from Spain. We had a call from
Florida.
It is amazing that we get to do this, and I'm so tickled that we got to do Faithless Forum this weekend. It feels good.
Yeah, it really does. It feels more real because most of the time it just feels like us sitting in our room bullshitting.
Yeah,
and it's
overheating
fun.
a little bit under the lamp.
Yeah, for real. And it's fun, and we love it, and we love connecting. But this weekend it got real very fast, and I'm still kind of riding that. So that's really cool.
Definitely. And also, thank you all for understanding that we were 30 minutes late. I mean, really, less than 5 minutes before the show started, we found out that we cannot use the other mic.
Which is why we've been really awkward and close this whole time.
And also, if you're listening to this as a podcast and it's weird and late, it's because Eric put many, many hours into trying his best to make this sound listenable. Thank you for your patience. We're trying our absolute best.